this is the video I wanted to make back before I got distracted by those Doom and My House WAD stages. Before we get started, in stage select 10, there was this the stage for Alloy by Camren Springer, and I said it like looked suspicious, like it was too big and the floor was missing. A YouTuber called Everson Gamer pointed out that on Camren's website they had a new version of the stage. And sure enough, that's the case. And this is much better. Still looks a little weird to me. Like, I mean, I guess some pixels could be taken off here and there. It's got that weird art style where, like, color is purposely bleeding. Like, this isn't a mistake on Camren's part. This, like, green, I'm sure, is supposed to be painted outside the lines. I haven't super tested Alloy out himself, but he's probably a pretty decent character if a stage needs to go there. So, yeah, if you want Alloy, just go to Camren's site and get the better version of this stage. Someone should probably upload this version of the stage to the Mugen archive. Also, on Videogame Universe, this stage right here, the Genshin Impact's legs. I'm not gonna download this stage to review it. It's apparently just like some screenshots of the Genshin Impact character's legs. But the reason that wouldn't be enough for me to just ignore it completely. We look at the comments here. There is literally a child. Like, I don't want to put a stage that's like sexualizing children, like, on my video. Especially if that even 2 means they're 2 years old. But it's probably just internet shorthand, but I sure as fuck don't want to put a 2-year-old sexualized on my channel. Like, just like I wouldn't want pictures of, like, Aiko from Final Fantasy IX sexualized or something. Just no, I'm not downloading this. Now the actual stage reviews, starting with the most recently uploaded to Videogame Universe, and then we'll go into the older ones. Okay, so Deadlocked here. It's from Geometry Dash, and it's a pretty sharp image, and I don't know, I think it looks pretty nice for what it is. The only thing I can find wrong with it is if we look over here on the left side, like the art could be a little bit longer to cover up this little hole. Like, we can see the floor isn't quite matching up to the left side of the stage. Instead of making a stage surgery, I'm probably just gonna, you know, clip down, left off a couple pixels. I think I'll keep this one. Okay, Wario471 releases zoom edit of Terrordrome Mausoleum. Now, I'm pretty sure the zoom edit is actually based on my rescale of the stage. Not 100% on that, like, it certainly seems to be the case, but if we do enable the zoom, like he said, the floor breaks. Like, we can clearly see below the stage, and there is void up there, even though it's hard to see up there above the life bars. And when you do this, also, this coffin, we can see that it's not matching to the side. I'm pretty sure I clipped that off to hide the fact that the coffin doesn't exist all the way over there. But there is a little bit more of the stage background, so I don't know, maybe I should have moved it to the right, I don't know. But why make a zoom stage if it breaks? Like, if that's the only way to have it, I probably didn't zoom on purpose. Like, here's my original, well, not my super original, because I didn't make it. Yeah, here's my version. No zoom. Can't see any broken thing with the coffin. I don't know, I'm just saying, I think mine was fine without the zoom. It's my opinion. His zoom doesn't work without breaking the stage anyway. Probably not pronouncing this right, but Not Ugly TZ released this FNF vs Shaggy Thunderstorm stage. It's a scale edit. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the picture is bigger than it used to be, but only ever so slightly. I'll show off the original version. Okay, this is the original version. As you can see, the picture doesn't make it all the way down to the floor. And I can't remember if it came with the music originally or not. On my version, or well, I didn't actually release this, but I just brought the picture down in my version before I accidentally deleted it, so I no longer have my copy. But yeah, all I did was just move the picture down. But I think he actually blew the picture up to make it fill out the void. But I haven't super checked on that. Either way, his version doesn't have an issue, so it makes it the superior version. Yeah, so not Ugly TZ's version is better. Okay, this is from something called Hugo the Troll. I think that's Norse. The Skaermtrolden Hugo. Okay, so I think we're in a mine. It's got like wooden beams supporting the top. And I think those yellowish things are roots, but I could be wrong. And man, do they look phallic. It's pretty blurry. There's no technical issues. There's no sliding floor or anything. But, I don't know, it's just so simple. And it just kind of looks blurry, like it wasn't ripped right. I'd give this a second look if Hugo the Troll was a good Mugen character. I don't know if that's a thing though, probably not. This stage is from Pocky and Rocky 2. Now, I appreciate that it's animated, but something looks off to me. Like, I feel this has like resize distortion or something. Like, you can kind of see something's off when you notice that, like, what you think would be a single pixel is next to another thing that, like, is this little gray thing, like, naturally happening, or is that some sort of distortion thing causing that? Because, like, it looks like the pixels aren't consistent in their sizing, which probably means there's some kind of resize distortion. Also, I can't help but notice these, like, cracks in the walls have, like, a shade different than the background of this, old Japanese castle. So yeah, like, that could be cleared up. I feel like you could just get a better rip than this. That's like my main take on the way of this. So yeah, if I could get a better rip of this, I would put it up. Let me know if that's a priority for anybody. Videosoul released this Grand Hotel stage twice. It was his first stage, and then he released it again and said it was a remaster. But I'll be honest with you, I can't tell the difference. Now, technical-wise, it's fine. I don't think there's any exposed void or anything. The only complaint I could really see aesthetically is there's a clear seam in this, like, fog. Yeah, like there's the seam going by. So that seam could be corrected, but otherwise it's mostly fine. I'm going to show off the other version. If you can spot a difference, let me know. I probably should just go ask him. Here's the remaster. It looks like the same sprites, it looks like the same effects. I can't tell the difference. Is it darker for longer in this version? Like, what's the difference? I'll probably just delete the old version, maybe fix up the seam, I don't know. Is fixing the seam good enough for a stage surgery? Yeah, moving on. This is from Bone 2 EXE, Life After Death. Now, this is made by Spacy, the guy who released that, like, Lizard Man, Chedevik stage. And I think this is noticeably an improvement. So, congrats on that. I don't see any real reason to mess with this. I think I'll keep it. Like, maybe the scale should be changed if you want characters to match the scale of whoever this is in the game, but, I mean, I could just as easily say, like, since we're like, a flat background, that, like, you could walk into the background to meet that size. I don't know. I think it's fine. Supercar 11 released 2 different versions of this, Garry's mod stage, Lobby 1, Gmod Tower. He got this widescreen version here, and he also made a narrow version, which I'll show off in a sec. And here's the narrow version. Now, I think the picture looks pretty nice. It's nice and crisp. My beef with the stage is not the narrow view, even though, yeah, I would change the narrow view as well. The scaling is crazy off. If you think, those are like little sofas, I think, back there. By the time, like, your player character walked to that sofa from this view, they'd be microscopic. They'd probably be, like, the size of, like, a cup or something. Like, something ridiculous. Yeah, like, the scaling needs to be changed pretty badly. I'll probably do that since I like this stage. I'll probably just do a rescale of it. My memory was getting pretty bad here. I had to, like, triple check to make sure I didn't review this stage already. But, yeah. This stage I want to keep. I probably will do a stage surgery on it. Okay, this is the game from Newgrounds. And all I can really say is, well, the cloud transparency looks correct. I mean, we're walking on a pretty basic strip of land, and it's very clear, like, the floor below it is exposed. It's just too basic to keep. There's not enough here. Top Gear stage, Racers Champion. Well, my first question is this a frozen animation? Like, from the source game, are these guys pumping their arms in the air, like, over and over and, like, swigging that champagne up and down? Because if they are, then, like, I would much rather have that, but I have a feeling maybe this is just completely frozen in-game, or, like, source accurate to the game. I don't know, I don't think I'll keep this one. However, if there is, like, an animation, maybe I would hunt that down and, you know, make it proper, but I have a feeling this is just frozen. Even though it almost looks like these guys, like this guy could turn into this guy if he didn't have the reef around his neck. Oh wow. This is probably my favorite stage from the video, Tomoki City. This is from Ape Escape Free, and it looks really great. Like, whoever put this together did a really good job. Like, everything looks nice and crisp. I don't think there's any technical issues at all. I am definitely keeping this. Okay, we got this Friday Night Funkin stage, the Pico. I think it's no longer in the video game universe section by the time I post this. I think they moved it all to, like, Newgrounds. So, that's, like, good news for me, so I can stop reviewing Friday Night Funkin stages that are enormous. But, okay, here we go. Now, we've already had many variations of this stage with, like, the train going by in the background. It goes by much slower in this version. This stage is pretty enormous, as usual. There's actually, like, void up above the stage, but you really have to, like, force it to see it. But either way, I would rescale this stage and just cut off the void if I was going to do a stage surgery on it. I feel like I've already done this stage quite a few times already. Like, have I released like 2 separate variants of this already? Like, to do a third variant, I will be just doing it for completion's sake in this point. Okay, Mabs Chemic released a whole bunch of Arkanoid stages. They're mostly the same, just different colors. I'll show off the regular and zoom version since they're pretty different. Okay, so here's like the first color. We got like a blue theming, and the ground we're walking on like moves independently of us. I think we're supposed to be on that bar that knocks the ball back around on Arkanoid. I'm pretty sure the floor sliding was absolutely intentional, so I don't want to say it's a mistake. I think it's supposed to, give the effect that the floor is like trying to match to keep up with your characters. Now we have the zoom version. Now you can see we can no longer see the sides of the barrier. And I don't know. I feel like it honestly looks a little bit better not in zooms. That's like why I actually showed the difference between the two. Usually I just show like the zoom version if there was 2 identical versions. But yeah, so this is like the zoom version. And the floor effect looks a lot wonkier too. Like it's still happening even though we're in zoom, but it just looks weird. Weirder. But Yeah, so that's that. We've got a red variant. Same thing, just red. Got a green variant. Same deal, just green. I won't be keeping a copy of every color. I'll probably just keep the default blue one. Got a purple version. We got another purple version, but the bar is blue. Yeah. Guess he really liked this combo when he was making these. Okay, Mugen Boy made this Beyond Good and Evil 2 inspired stage. Ganesha City. Now, the stage looks really nice on the surface, but my issue is, like, this, like, blurry and, like, you know, kind of fog effect that's going on. It's good in small doses, but I wouldn't want to be stuck here for a half hour fighting a character in this, like, blur effect. So, I'm a little wary of it. I'll keep it for now, probably until I do get annoyed by fighting a guy for a half hour with a blur effect. But, yeah, we'll see if Beyond Good and Evil 2 ever comes out. This guy posted it in 21 saying there's an upcoming game. This game ain't upcoming. This game is vaporware. This is a Dark Souls 2 stage, Old Iron King. Now, if we look in the background, we can see that there's lots of pixel errors, like around here. And, we like look at this guy's elbow, like there's pixels floating around here. Once again, it's probably wrong. Since we're usually going back in time as we go down the list, I don't really give it this chance to the creators to get better with their work. They're just going to get worse most of the time. So like all the mistakes that Vogel was making in his like Katana Zero Jungle stage are here again, where like it looks like he got too greedy and left some, he got too greedy and clipped off too many colors. I'm guessing there was like more musculature under this arm and this arm over here, but when he was grabbing the colors, he like ripped them out. So now there's like this just floating chunks hanging around. It could be some other effect going on that he also ripped the colors out. The lava looks pretty like a frozen animation. I just don't know. I want Vogel to fix this. If you see this, Vogel, you take a crack at it. You know where you got the sprites from before I attempt to work on it. But I might just do it regardless. But, so yeah, I feel this thing needs work. It needs some sprite cleanup. And a song to go with it. Another Friday Night Funkin' stage that seems to have disappeared by the time of posting this video. Tankman. Now, we got obstructing, big obstructing object, which is bad for like a prolonged fight, and like when you need the turtle, you don't want this foreground object in the way. There's nothing really technically wrong with this, I just, without further context, it's a bunch of like, what the hell am I looking at? I assume if you had a character that really went here, it'd be fine, but I'm probably going to pass on this. It's not really filling any need of mine. It needs more to it. Okay, this stage is from Ribbon, which is like the sequel to Myst. It's an adventure game.
Fight.
Now, clearly we have exposed void below the stage, and the reflection's just making it worse. And above the stage is broken tiling, but you really have to force it to see it, so I can't really blame him too much. Like, uppercutting with Kung Fu Man isn't enough to see it. Like, you really have to jump like crazy to see it, like, up there. So that's why I brought this dummy character in. Yeah, God, this looks like it needs to go through, like, an AI filter to upscale it, to make it a little nicer. And obviously being brought down to cover the void hole. Maybe I'll mess with this, we'll see. Fantasy FT made this Counter-Strike stage, Dust 2. Now watch the character in the background here, this guy firing the gun. Now I love that he went to the trouble of putting this animation in there, like that's great. Now if we go to this side, There's a second guy. Don't worry, we didn't miss anything, I don't think. He stands there forever. I thought he was frozen. But if you wait long enough, he will actually have an animation. Yep, there, he's dead too. Yeah, it's great that they included that. That makes the stage win for me. Like, I am definitely keeping it with that extra added detail. There's no technical problems either. No sliding floor, no exposed void. So, oh shit, there's a pretty animation. I didn't even see that before. Wow, is this white thing will fade out? But, yeah, this stage is a definite key for me. This is Geometry Dash stage, Stereo Madness. Now, there's no technical problems. It's just, is this too simple? I mean, it's a nice crisp image. This is a big maybe for me. Like, I don't know, I think I'm leaning towards keeping it, but I might change my mind later. That crisp image counts for a lot. Here's another stage I think has been since moved out of Video Game Universe by the time I post this video. Henry Stiglet Top Hat Airship. It's pretty rough. This looks like a really, really bad rip. Like, all of this would have to be fixed. If I was even inclined to do so, which I'm not. I guess they're going for some sort of like Star Fox stage from Smash. Like trying to walk on this plane, but it doesn't look right at all. So this is a definite no for me. I'm not even going to repair this unless requested. Okay, this stage is from Rayman, Mr. Stone's Peaks. And for what it is, it's pretty nice. That Mr. Dark stage was pretty decent for being like a simple picture, but this even has an animation, so this is extra credit. Yeah, I think I'll definitely keep this. The stage is from a Bug's Life N64 game. I thought this was going to look a lot worse. It's actually pretty good looking considering it's from N64. The only main thing I noticed is there's like a pixel on this root or two. And maybe on this other root that's in the foreground that could be cleaned off. I think this might be halfway decent. Need to get some music, but that's fine. Mevius Castle from Twinkle Star Sprites. Wow, this is a real high effort stage. Like, there's no way I'm not gonna keep this. It's got a lot going on. The background, like, the stage itself isn't cut off, because like you can see the castle goes further up, but this purple sky doesn't go high enough, so the sky needs to be brought up, or if it doesn't match all the way, maybe I need to adjust the sprites to fix the sky to bring it up higher. But yeah, that's just like some positioning issues. I mean, this is a pretty damn good stage otherwise. Even if it might be a hodgepodge, I'm not sure. This looks sort of familiar, so maybe it's elements from another game. I don't know, I'd have to check, but as is, I'm definitely keeping it. If I'm definitely going to edit it to fix it up, but I'm keeping it. Got the Devil's Bathhouse from Lisa the Painful. It's blurry. It doesn't seem to have a floor. It's just a big no. I can't even tell what I'm looking at. Like, I wouldn't even know this was a bathhouse unless told. I'm pretty sure this is just a giant chunk of exposed void on the right. Okay, we have yet another stage that seems to have vanished from the video game universe section. This is from Henry Stickmin, Top Hat Clan Train. Now, it looks fine enough. The sprite work doesn't seem to have any errors. It's all about if the scaling is accurate. Yeah, there's no exposed void at the top. It's all about, like, how big is the character supposed to be in this background. I'd have to go check out the game itself to know for sure. Another Friday Night Funkin' stage, week 2. I think you can see one of the problems already. I really doubt Girlfriend just poops out of existence for one frame in the source game. I could be wrong, but I doubt it. So that would probably be like the easiest fix ever for me, to just go in there and like delete the missing frame or fix it up. I mean, so many people have made probably the same exact animation with Girlfriend. I could probably just, if it really is missing a frame, instead of just like having a dead frame, I could just probably go fetch it from another place. Also, the characters aren't rooted to the floor, so there's like, they look like they're sliding pretty hard. Technically, there is no floor. But, if we jump, we can see exposed void. So, like, the background image isn't actually enough to cover the stage, so I'd have to increase the background and then probably shrink the characters. Not a big deal, I'll probably do that. I mean, I've done so many Friday Night Funkin' stages, what's another one? Gran Turismo 2 stage. The art looks like it was ripped from PS1, I don't really know for sure. What really hurts this stage, besides being grainy and old looking, is this background line here behind the trees. Is that supposed to be like blue hills? Or is that like a cropped off sky? Assuming it's blue hills, like, I just wish it naturally bled into the sky a little more. Like, if we're already, like, taking a screenshot to this extent, like, why not just take the full screenshot and have it bleed in naturally? I think that's, like, a little bit of a shame. I think that would have helped the stage pass for me, but, like, I don't want to try to fake that sky into existence. So I'm probably going to pass on this. I don't know what I'd use it for anyway. Like, I really doubt I'm having race car characters. Yet another disappeared stage, Pico's School. I can't remember if this is supposed to be a Friday Night Funkin' stage or not. You might not know this about me, but I don't really like super edgelord stuff. Even though Gami kind of comes off that way. Which is, like, I don't really need, like, a blood-covered, grainy school picture. Like, I have to assume there's a better rip out there of this as well, like, that the hit, like, this text will be legible in the real thing. Walking on the Rock, and I'm just gonna be a pass on this is personal taste, rather than me really dunking on this one. Like, I am having walking on objects, it looks like I'm walking into the wall a bit on the right side. But that's just, I feel like most of that could have been overlooked if it was really good. It actually goes up really high. Like, there's a big, like, menacing face in the background, but you need, like, a dummy character to really force the sky up high enough to even see it. Okay, we got a Cyberpunk 2077 stage, Cyberpunk roller coaster. Now, I'm really split on this stage. It's super high res, and it's got this nice effect, but the effect is also sort of broken. Like, in theory, he's trying to go through this like infinite loop of constantly going down this street, but it doesn't look quite right. Like you can clearly see the jump cut, and it looks pretty like jarred. Like if it was just seamless somehow, which I know is basically impossible. Hell, I'd probably like it if it was just this shot here, just animated and didn't go into the background. But, yeah, so this is a personal taste thing. I'm probably gonna pass on this. I don't want to, though. Okay, this stage is based on Super Monkey Ball, though it looks like it has, hodgepodge elements in it instead of just being pure source. Now, if it wasn't for some flaws, I'd actually think this is pretty decent. Yeah, we can clearly see some, like, bad rip all around these, palm trees and these flowers, these white dots that shouldn't be there. And also, you can see, like, this line underneath the green bar and this line above the beige. That all needs to be taken out, or, like, photoshopped out. He did a much better job on this side of the palm trees. He should have just, like, low-key mirrored it. I don't know. Just, it needs work. I almost want to salvage this, though, because, I don't know, it looks kind of nice. Like, the floor looks kind of nice. This might be an upcoming stage surgery. The stage is from House of the Dead, Carrion Mansion. Now, there's no technical issues with the stage, there's no sliding floor or exposed void, but there is this weird jagged white line that's just there for some reason, and it's clearly like a very blurry bad rip. There's like JPEG damage everywhere, it's just so ugly, I'm not keeping it. Maybe if someone could get a crisp, super crisp version of this, that's a different story. But yeah, as is, absolutely not. Okay, we got this really good Shantae stage, Scuttletown. There's like 3 different versions of it, a normal version, a zoom version, and a widescreen zoom version. I'll show off the zoom version. Yeah, like the sprite work is really nice. This is a definite key for me, that wasn't clear. That's that, it's pretty nice looking. Okay, this is a Halo stage, Blood Gulch Red Base. And super crisp image, so that's automatic plus. There's no technical issues, there's no exposed void or sliding floor, it's great. I'll probably definitely be keeping this. I really wish that light was just like ever so slightly like blinking, or just enough to show that like it was a more natural glow rather than like a frozen animation, but whatever. Got a GTA 5 stage here. This is another stage that I'm really torn on, and basically for the same reason as that Cyberpunk one. It's like it's got this really like nice effect. The effect is also broken. Like, I don't know, it's just sort of jarring for like it to hit the point and then jerk back the other way. Like, I know how hard it would be to actually get like a perfect circle around the buildings. Like, God, I can't imagine trying to pull that off in like a helicopter or however he got this shot. Maybe he just recorded one of the cutscenes or something with scrolls in. I have no idea. Either way, like, the broken effect really, like, hurts it to me. So that's gonna be a pass, even though I really wish it wasn't. Okay, we got Cave Exit. I think it's from League of Light. I'm not sure. I think it's from that same thing that, that, like, Ice Queen Castle was from like, the previous video. And it is really nice looking. And I hate that this rock on the left makes it like the floor seem broken. Also, these like little hole with the leaves here, like that looks like a little indentation that you should sink down to get into those leaves. The picture's so damn nice though, I'm probably just gonna ignore those problems and keep it anyway. So yeah, I like this stage. I like it a little too much, that I'm just annoyed by its flaw. Okay, we got another weird thing going on here. I say, so Tiger Goods released this Jurassic Park 3DS stage. We can see pictures of it here. You got this like T-Rex in the background. Whatever that is. Looks like some Triceratops charging the camera. However, oh, well, hold on. As we can see, people actually downloaded this, and they seem like they're loving it. This is an amazing stage, he says. But when I downloaded it, twice now, to check, that is not what's in there. This file actually links to a CVS2 Aomori stage. Yeah, so like this was what was actually in the file. Not a Jurassic Park stage at all, but this CVS2 stage. Yeah, I think MacX created this thing. Why is there a picture or a copy of MacX's CVS2 Aomori stage in the Jurassic Park stage? I don't know, but this is what you'll get, or at least unless you found some secret link that I didn't when you try to download that Jurassic Park stage. Another Friday Night Funkin' stage, week 1. This is also no longer in this section by the time I post this video. Now, while this background certainly seems familiar, I'm not sure he's had this exact composition of elements before. Like, I'm not sure we had like him and him standing in this background together before, but I've made so many of them now I don't even remember. But yeah, this would need rescaled to look more correct with your foreground characters. Before I do that though, I'm gonna make like just triple sure I'm not just doing the same thing again. Okay, these next two stages are from Slendy Tubbies, which I think is some creepypasta horror thing. We got a checkered floor and a background, like a super black that I can't even tell where the void would start or not. And whatever the hell that is, I'm guessing that's the belly of a Teletubby and maybe the eyeballs? I don't know. Oh wait, it's the mouth, okay. But this is a definite pass for me, it's just not enough. Also, I don't really care about Slendy Tubbies. Here's the counterpart, Slendy Tubbies Classic. Now, if like it didn't have the element on the left that I'm going to show in a second, this would be pretty decent, like 3D4 stage. And then we got this, whatever the hell is, freaky monster face Teletubby thing in the background on the left side. I'm not particularly keeping it, but I don't see any technical problems with it if you want this thing. So that's a no for me, but not any really harsh criticism on it. Okay, this stage is from the unreleased SNES game Socks the Cat Rocks the Hill. And first of all, I need to be brought up some on the Z offset so I can be walking there and the shadows removed. But oh god, there's broken tiling over here too, which is weird since like this doesn't go all the way itself, so this is like coming over too far on this side. We can see a pink void line too. But the main issue is this is just a very blurry bad rip. Like, I'd have to hunt down the ROM and get a proper rip off of it if I was gonna do like a stage surgery on this. Any people really want a Socks the Cat stage? But yeah, this is a current no for me, but I might stage surgery it. Got a Why So Evil stage. It's that block rotating game. That face on the block just makes me laugh. We got some text that's like clearly like not painted over or just weirdly in there. Got some broken tiling on the right. And I think there's broken tiling on the top, but you really have to force it to see it with like a dummy character, so it's not that big a deal. But like, yeah, once again, over here needs to be clipped off. I'm not keeping this. It's just the little like floor in the sky is what really kills it for me. Shouldn't these blocks either be on the floor or just floating in the sky itself instead of having chunks of the floor in the sky? I don't know, this is a definite pass. is from a PS1 game called Top Shop. And it's obvious walking on a picture, there's frozen animations in the foreground and no proper walking area. So, definite pass. And I can't even do anything to this without making a brand new image, which would be a ton of work. So yeah, pass. Not gonna stage surgery. We got a Counter-Strike Go stage. Now the deltas on this are very broken. If you like walk left to right, it's like super pulling in the image and everything around it looks really like it looks like you're shooting, like you're fucking flying across the screen when you start to run. Also, if you jump, like massive sinking into the floor with along with exposed void up top. Now, it also needs rescaled because like obviously that guy's like a giant compared to my characters. To fix up the stage, I'd have to like fix the deltas and maybe run the image through an AI upscaler and then shrink it down to get the intended effect of being behind the sky, looking at these screens. I might mess with this and see how it comes out, but definitely not keeping in this form. Pizza Tower stage, Torre de Pizza, I think that's Tower of Pizza. It's super zoomed in, like, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure the scaling is massively off. I just have so many better Pizza Tower stages. Also, I think there might be some resize damage where the pixels are being distorted. It's hard to tell, but I'm not keeping this when there's just so many better options out there. Okay, we got this stage, I assume from Pixel Gun 3D Cubic. Now you're clearly like walking into all these foreground objects, which is the big like obvious killer of the stage. Even if those weren't like walking on, like the stage, it just like it looks so off in comparison to like the scale. And look how much is hiding off the top of the screen. There's a ton up here that's so huge and wasted. Like, if you just get uppercut, you won't see any of that. You really have to force it to see all the way up there. So, like, if the floor could be salvaged, then, like, it would have to be rescaled down. There's a Roblox stage, base plate. It looks like it has some, like, either JPEG damage or resize damage here. Like, these lines up here, they, I don't know, they don't seem right. They seem like some fuzz that was created instead of being natural. Otherwise, it's pretty okay for, I mean, like, it's serving its purpose of being a base plate from Roblox, I think. Like, if you wanted to put that, like, new character from Roblox someplace, and, like, if you had a ton of Roblox characters, I mean, I guess you could make sure it was, like, the noob belongs here because he has no detail. But, other than that, I don't know, it's gonna be maybe just a pass. Maybe I could try cleaning it up or AI upscaling it or something, I don't know. Probably not, though. Another Friday Night Funkin' stage. Now, even if I was going to be forgiven with these animations that aren't these frozen animations, like he's clearly ripped it sort of bad. There's like white outlines all around it. And there's like even a chopped off fragment of something here below the stereo. And over here there's like a floating line. And so, how do you miss this? But yeah, this is just outmodded by so many better versions. Like, there's no reason to use this one when you've got so many animated versions of this already.